Yo, yo, check 1, 2. I think we're live. What up, everybody? Good to see you guys this week. Let me go ahead and just pull up the platforms, make sure that everything's rocking and rolling, and then we're going to get to dialing. I'm pretty pumped for today. We're going to do some cold calling. I set it so that we should be doing agency cold calling, but I actually have a little bit of a surprise for you guys. So we're going to do something a little bit different. If you guys can hear me, can you guys just give me a comment or a like on whatever platform you're at? I'm pulling up Restream and YouTube and all these fun tools to make sure that I'm coming correct. You guys can hear me all right. Also, let me know how the audio is doing, if it sounds good, if it's too loud, if it's too quiet, if it's too something. Tell me, please. And then let me just, boom. Okay, sweet. Looks good on YouTube. I see you guys over on YouTube. What's up, YouTube? Let me double check on Facebook, make sure everything's rocking and rolling there. As well, I'm going to double check on Zoom, and then we're going to just start dialing in a bit here. Boop, boop, boop. I know that's, yeah, okay, sweet, sweet. I got the chat. You guys just drop me a quick note in the chat to make sure that you guys are with me and that it's coming loud and clear. Sweet, I see us on the Book of Faces as well. Looks like we're good over there. Hey, Zaina, thank you. Okay, sweet, perfect. I see you on LinkedIn. Looks like LinkedIn's rocking and rolling. All right, so if you guys have never done this before, I'm gonna give you guys just a quick idea of what we're doing here today. So we're gonna be doing some cold calling. I am a big believer that cold calling is like actually hilariously fun. And I want to break a lot of the stereotypes that people have when it comes to cold calling. So I believe that most people struggle to cold call because their openers suck. And so if you guys watch, you'll see that how my opener works, and then basically from there, how I'm able to get in and get what I'm looking for. So I'm going to be pulling up the CRM here real fast, and we're going to do some dials. So let's see what we got today. I'm still dialing out of Go High Level. I might switch to close at some point just because it's faster. The challenge I've been finding with Go High Level is the speed. It's so much more robust than close, but the speed is just my challenge. Okay, sweet. So let me just pull up my CRM real fast here. Done. All right, sick. Let's start dialing. Boom. All right, sweet, 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 sweet. All right, let's start dialing. I'm gonna just basically add a bunch of people into a workflow over here, and then we're gonna start hitting the dialer. Let me just pull up a list, and then we'll pull a list and start ripping through calls. I have another actual. Let me see, because I want to do these real estate dials. I think that they're really good for you guys to see real estate dials, because what I've noticed with the real estate dials is it's a lot more like what you guys are doing. Sometimes when I'm dialing on my own stuff, it's not as much like what you guys are going to be doing. Okay, so here we go. I got it on this computer here, so I'm going to roll with just on this computer, but you guys should be able to hear me do my dials anyway, perfectly fine. Okay, sweet. I got actually a good list right here. Okay, so what I'm doing right now, just so you guys know what I'm doing, I'm adding the power dialer tag here inside of the CRM. And then once that's added, Boom. Sweet. So I added the power dialer tag. Now everybody's going to pop up in my manual actions column, and we're going to just start dialing. So let me know if you guys can hear this all right.
Hi, this is Terry. Sorry I missed your call. Please leave me a message and call you.
No answer. All right.
Hi, you've reached Andrew McGrath with Altec Polyester, Dr. America's LLC.
I'm sorry, the person you were trying to reach has a voicemail box that has...
So just FYI, you guys, basically what I typically see is it's about 10 to 15 dials, usually closer to 15 dials before you get a pickup. And also that's probabilities, right? So with probabilities, you could flip a coin theoretically 5 times and land heads 5 times. So
Hi, this is Terry. I'm not available right now. Leave your name, phone number, and a brief message, and I will call you as soon as I can. Have a great day. Thanks. Bye.
At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
hey Terry, this is Mike. I was calling because I believe you own 14857 South Marble Rock Way, and I'm interested in potentially buying that property from you. So if you are considering selling or you're open to selling, feel free to give me a call back here, and I look forward to hearing from you. Thanks. Have a good one.
Hello?
Hey, Randall.
Yes,
Hey, how you been?
I'm fine. How about you?
Life's good. How's your new year?
Fancy.
Everything's going good this year?
Yeah, it is. It's rolling along, getting ready to head off to Kenya and see Todd.
Are you going to go to Kenya?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm going to go March 14th. I'll be there for about 3 weeks.
Wow. Have you ever been before?
Yeah, I was. I saw Todd, a couple of years ago. Well, actually, it was before the pandemic when they lived in Uganda. So I saw him there, and then and then we went into Kenya just to go on safaris and stuff like that.
That's awesome. I've never been there yet. It's been on my list though. I've had a friend of mine who went to Kenya and like raves about it. That's cool. So I know you own 11515 Crystal Point Drive, right?
No.
No?
Who am I talking to?
Oh, this is Mike. Yeah, no, for whatever reason I had you owned 11515 Crystal Point Drive in Charlotte. That's not you?
No, I own no property.
Oh, interesting. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, I was just wondering, do you know anyone who's potentially looking to sell a property?
No, I do not.
Okay, no worries. Well, enjoy Kenya. You'll have a great time. I'm sure it's going to be a blast. So, and I'll let you run.
Okay, bye.
All right, bye. Sweet. All right, I'm going to pause and break down really fast. What did you guys learn? I just want to have you guys share, like, what did you observe? What was your awareness? What stood out to you? Just dump that stuff out, because when you guys put that feedback in and you guys are writing out like what's standing out to you, it's going to help you really drive those points home so you remember them, and when your guys are doing your outreach, you're going to implement this stuff as well. So tell me, based off of that call, like, what did you discover? What did you learn there? I would love to hear that. And then let me just double check. I don't know why, for whatever reason, I'm not seeing chats pulling in. Let me just double check over on the apps. Okay, yeah, for whatever reason, YouTube chat's not pulling into my restream, but what did you guys learn? What did you observe? I want you guys to just drive home whatever stood out to you off of that. Sweet. And then let me actually... Boom. I'm going to everyone tag on this. Sweet. All right, let's get... Actually, before I get too far ahead of myself, sweet. Yes, Tina. Good note. You made it feel like an old friend. And this is actually, so I call this opener the long lost friend, right? And when you come across as a long lost friend, so there's this old idea that comes from Gary Halbert. And Gary Halbert, if you guys don't know who Gary Halbert is, he's basically the greatest copywriter ever. Like, he's the Michael Jordan of copywriters. When people look to copywriters, it's Gary Halbert a lot of the times. And so Gary Halbert has this concept he talks about, which is, he calls it the A pile and the B pile. And when we're receiving mail, everyone does this. You get your mail out of the mailbox and you start sorting immediately, right? And you have two piles. You have an A pile and a B pile. And the A pile are where things like your birthday cards from grandma go, or, you know, an invitation to a wedding is going to go in the A pile. And the B pile is where all the marketing and spam goes. So our brains are tuned in to spot an ad and then eliminate ads as fast as possible. Like, it's even wild. My daughter's 2.5 years old. And like, when she's on YouTube, she knows how to use YouTube by herself. Like, so she'll get on there and start trying to watch her kids shows, and she just like hates ads and tries to skip them. So our brain naturally understands that. And anytime you call and you start with, you know, hey, this is Mike with so-and-so, or hey, this is Mike from company name, you guys are going to be dead in the water. People will get agitated because they immediately will feel like that you're already spamming them, as opposed to with the opener, you know, it just comes off so casual, and you watched how that guy he followed along with what I was doing. It wasn't necessarily that he wasn't the right prospect, because sometimes when you're doing this stuff, you might have dirty data and people change their numbers, stuff like that. So in this case, he wasn't actually our target prospect, but it was a good conversation. And overall, like, if you guys saw, he didn't treat me rude. He didn't freak out. He didn't get upset. He didn't lash out. He didn't do any of that stuff. In fact, he was just super nice and told me about his vacation and what he's got coming up. And when you guys do that, then the next thing I wanted to drive home for you guys as well is, if you notice, what did I do when I found out he wasn't a fit? Right? What did I do when I found out he wasn't a fit? I immediately asked for a referral, right? And so when you guys are going to immediately ask for referrals when someone's not a fit, you'll find that even though that could have been a wasted time, it's actually not wasted time. It's incredibly valuable time, because a lot of the times, if I make a good connection like that, he is treating me differently than just about anybody else that he would be communicating with around the same topic. And so as a result, he's going to be more inclined to refer me to other people. And so that's why I went ahead and I asked for that referral as well. So whenever you guys get to that place where for whatever reason you're not able to get the yes, or you're not able to get to your right prospect, make them feel good. Help them any way that you can. Remember, we're here to serve these people ultimately at the end of the day. So serve them in the way that you can serve them. And then once you do, ask for a referral, right? And in the case of him, I just served him by just making him happy and excited about his trip to Kenya, which is a perfectly fine thing to do. All right. So my audio is doing something weird. I don't know if you guys can hear me all right. You should be able to, but just in case anything happened with the audio, let me know because I think it may have adjusted that. All right, let's keep dialing and see what happens now. I feel like they need Jeopardy music when you're cold calling. It makes it more fun.
At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hey, Steven. I was just calling, reaching out because I'm not sure if you're interested or considering selling 8909 Parkfield Drive, but if you are, feel free to give me a call back here whenever you get a chance, and or you can just shoot me a text reply if you get this message. All right, have a good one. Thanks, Steven. Hold on one second. Hey, my love, I'm cold calling for you.
What?
I'm cold calling for you.
But the person you called has a voicemail box that is...
Yeah, I'm on the live stream cold calling. Love you. When your wife calls and you answer, that's...
Please leave your message for
Sherry Deeger.
Hey there. I was curious if you're interested in selling 1518 Edge Drive in Myrtle Beach. If you are, feel free to give me a call back on this number or just shoot me a text message. Thanks so much. Have a good one.
Please leave your message for 806. leave your message for 30135748816.
Hey Alvin, I was just calling about potentially purchasing your 100 Crown Hill Drive property. If you're interested in selling, feel free to give me a call back or shoot me a text on this number. Look forward to hearing from you. Have a good one.
Hi, my name is Donald Bodie. I'm not available right now, but if you leave your name, number, and a...
Has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system. 5617. Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system. 80.
Hello?
Hey Charmaine, how you?
You have the wrong number.
Oh, okay. Do you happen to be the owner of 1791 Sherwood Street? Huh.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice message. Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice.
We're hitting our dials today, that's for sure.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system. 21020906668 is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hey Deanna, I'm interested in potentially purchasing the property at 2879 Sanchez Ave. if you get this, feel free to just shoot me a text back, and I'm happy to go back and forth with you on text, or you can give me a ring as well, whatever you find easier. And yep, let me know if you're interested, and we'll chat. All right, have a good one. A lot of voicemails today.
Thank you for calling HPS Simulations. I'm sorry we missed your call.
Hello?
Hey, how are you?
Yes, okay.
Good. This is Arthur, right?
No,
No?
no. He's in heaven.
Huh? He's in heaven?
He's in heaven already.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
This is his wife.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I had on record that you guys had a property at 804 East Pike Boulevard. I wasn't sure if you were potentially considering selling that.
No, he told me not to sell it before he passed away.
Okay, cool. And then I totally understand.
It was going to be for the grandkids so they can go to school.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, he's been going since 2018.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry to hear that, but I'm happy at least that he left a legacy for the grandkids, which is awesome.
Yes, he told me to keep it up. After you're dead, they can have money to go to school if they want to go to school.
That's good. Do you know anyone who might be interested in selling their property?
No, we're trying to sell another property, but it's 11 units.
Oh, it's a commercial?
Condos.
It's a commercial property? Is it condos or apartments?
Condos.
Okay.
On the map, on the taxes, it says Kingswood condominiums.
What's the address of that property?
1600 South Bridge.
1600 Southbridge, you said?
Yes, there are 21 units, and we own 11 of them. And my daughter, the reason that she's trying to sell it because there are a lot of owners, and the owners live here. And since I'm old, she says, let's get rid of it.
Okay. Are you wanting to sell them all together, or are you wanting to sell them individually?
I don't know. You have to call her. She's in charge of them.
Okay. What would be the best number to reach your daughter at?
Let's see. Oh boy, right now I can't think. But
What-
it's
What was your name?
her name is Sandra Melendez.
Sandra. Okay.
She married a Melendez.
Yeah.
She
What?
lives in Harlingen.
Where are you from? Where are you from? Are you Latina?
What?
Habla español.
Yes, I'm Mexicana, and I
Ah.
was married to a Bolillo.
Ah, okay. Mi esposa es de Venezuela.
Okay.
But-
No, my husband was an Anglo Bolillo, what people used to call him, and I'm Mexicana, and we were married for 57 years before he passed away.
That's awesome. And what's your name?
Rita,
Rita.
or ITA.
All right.
Franklin. I kept the name.
You kept the name. Good.
Yes, I'm not gonna get married.
No.
No.
He was the love of your life?
Yep.
Uh,
No, I've had a good marriage. I don't think I can find anybody as good as him.
yeah, well, that's awesome. 57 years is a great time. What's Sandra's number? How can I contact her about potentially buying those properties?
Right now, I can't think her telephone number, but it's call me in about 10 minutes or 5 minutes, and I can look it up on the phone.
Okay, no, I'll give you a call back in about 5 minutes.
Yes, I'm working at one of the condos.
Oh, you are? Okay, yeah, I'll give you.
Yes, I'm a handy lady. I like to work.
That's awesome.
Yes, I had some repairs that it's vacant, and I want to do it before somebody wants it or ready to rent it. And I came to work on it. When people move out, sometimes we have trouble.
Yeah, that's normal. That's part of the process.
They make holes, they do this, they do that. And so when they lose their deposit, we don't give them the deposit if they damage it.
Yeah, of course. How many properties you guys have?
Here we have 11.
Yeah.
There are 21 units, but we own 11.
Okay. And then you rent those out?
Yes.
Okay.
Right now we have 2 vacancies, but one of them is ready to rent it. The people were anxious to move in, but decided to have it very nice when they move in.
That's cool. That makes sense. Do it right if you're going to do it.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'll let you run and then I'll call you back in about 5 minutes and I'll give Sandra a call later. Thanks so much, Rita.
Yeah. Okay. Bye-bye.
All right. I'll talk to you soon. Sweet. How was that? What did you guys learn? Drop it in the comments. So, Yusuf, yes, I'm actually interested in purchasing their properties. So we're looking in just all types of real estate. We're doing different deal structures and whatnot. So yes, we actually are interested in buying their properties. What did you guys learn? What did you guys find? What stood out to you? What did you guys notice? She had, to be honest, she could have gotten super mad at me. Oh. I'm going to pause that one. Let me put the dialer on pause. Sorry, guys. What did you learn? What did you notice? Yeah, so one on YouTube said wrong numbers equals list quality may need some cleanup. That's true. You're just going to find, especially with real estate, there's a lot of dirty data because you're using skip tracing and whatnot. So it's kind of par for the course. There's different industries will have different cleanliness of data. So you kind of get your numbers based off of your unique industry. But what else did you guys? Wholesaling lists are hard to call, probably even harder than B2B. Yeah, I mean that's fair to say, but I mean you saw what I just did. Let's see what else we got. What stood out to you? What did you notice? What can you take away that you can implement? Remember, if you guys type this out, it drives the lessons home for you guys even more so. Just like the way you take notes when you're watching any sort of training or lecture, taking those notes is going to help you make sure you remember it and you turn it into action in the long term. So I want you guys to drop what stood out to you or what you noticed on that last call that we just did, because that was a pretty epic call. And I mean, they got 11 units. They got 2 of them are not rented. So they got 9 units in total that are rented that they're looking for sale. Initially I talked to her and it seemed like she wasn't in the market or it wasn't a right person, and it ended up being an awesome opportunity. And we'll see. I mean, you never know. It could be nothing. It could be something amazing, but at least we got a potential property. This is basically exactly the type of properties that we're looking for. And here, in fact, I'll share what I'm seeing on my screen real fast just so you guys can see the property. Boom. Bam, screen share. You guys see this? Sweet. So this is like a dirty little, probably C-class multifamily deal. My only thing I don't know if I like about it is the market is West Laco, which is, pretty low value market, but the good news is it's pretty close to the border. Let's see, Hidalgo. Let me see the population. Sometimes in those smaller towns too, with smaller population, it's a little bit difficult. Of Westlake. Yeah, I mean, I'd never even heard of Westlake. Yeah, so it's a real small town, 41,000 people. So the thing is, it seems like a good potential opportunity. The disposition or getting rid of the deal will be a little bit harder because this is not a huge market, so there's probably not a lot of people that are necessarily looking at it. But it's pretty much a strong property overall. That's kind of exactly what we're looking for. So, sweet. What did you guys learn? Let me pull up you guys' chat real fast now that I showed you guys the property a little bit more. Boom. Let me see what you guys took away. You didn't give up, stayed friendly, kept asking questions, love it. Keeping them engaged is great because you never know what information you'll gain. Yes. And like some of the stuff you guys that I want to highlight, but that's huge, right? Like you just got to stay in the conversation. And at the end of the day, we're just talking to people, right? Like what's the worst they're going to do? They're going to yell at me. Who cares? I've been called a lot of mean names and I'm still here. You know what I mean? So like the worst that's going to happen is someone's going to get a little bit upset. But at the end of the day, like when you're super nice and you just actually like ask questions and, like she told me all about her husband married for 57 years, like that, being able to get that conversation, it allows them to feel like safe so that they start telling you more and more about what's going on. But all in all, I mean, that was like a really cool lady too. She was just super nice. She, married for 57 years. She's got grandkids. She's got, seems like she's had a great life and she's handy fixing the property up still. It was cool. It is a really nice lady. And that's the thing is like, when you get to talk to someone like that and you get the opportunity to help them, it's just super awesome. All right, boom. Let's see what else we got here. So we got about 20 more. So sweet. Steven had a couple of good points. I noticed that you acknowledged her personal issues and you got the information you needed. I wonder how much more empathy or compassion would be appropriate in these types of calls. So I have a question for you, Steven. Just did you, based on your perspective, did that lack empathy or did that have a lot of empathy? Just to get your perspective. I don't necessarily know how you felt towards that. So I would like to know, do you feel like it had a lot of empathy or it lacked empathy? But yes, you got to be able to get to the information, but at the same time, like a lot of times what people try to do is they try to straight line to information, right? So if you notice what I do a lot is there's this kind of like roundabout way where we go on a lot of tangents. I'll talk about random shit and then I get back to the point at hand. And then I'll go on another little tangent. I'll talk about some random shit and then I'll get back to the point at hand. The reason that we do this, and this works really well, especially in an environment where I'm coming in cold, is because that the little tangent helps me get to the point of trust where these people feel like this is just a guy, like it's just a nice guy that I like. And so when I can talk to them a little bit about some of that stuff and, go on those tangents, it allows them to feel heard because a lot of times what we're doing is we're interrupting someone's day. When you're cold calling, you're interrupting their time, you're interrupting their day. They're probably worried about something else or doing something else. And so when we're interrupting their day, they have other stuff on their mind. And so they kind of got to talk that stuff out. And so that's where, like, when I can go on these little tangents with them, like the guy's thinking about Kenya. He's like probably thinking about Kenya almost every day, all day for the next 3 weeks, right? So I have to talk to him about that. Otherwise, he won't feel like he can even listen to me, right? And so that's why these like looping tangents work so well, is you'll notice that we'll go down and like explore a little idea, talk about it, and then kind of come back to the matter at hand and keep pushing the thing along. And let's see what else we got. Sweet. I think that was it, y'all. Let me see. Boom. How are you guys feeling? Are you guys having a good time watching this? Are you learning a lot? I definitely want to know how you're feeling as well. And if you guys have any ideas that you feel like would make this go faster or better or anything, I'm also open to any ideas. So, Let's see what we got. You guys want to keep dialing? Okay. So Steven's point was it didn't lack empathy, but it was definitely moved forward, which I do understand and appreciate. Sweet. Yeah. That's the thing. Like at the end of the day, they don't want you to waste their time either, right? So it's getting to your point or getting to the matter at hand is a form of being polite, right? And so it's rude to waste people's time. It's rude to talk all day. So if I can be polite and I can like move this thing forward to see about helping them and serving them, then that's where it's going to get there. And I think that's kind of like one of those shifts that starts to occur is like, I'm not here calling to take something from these people. I'm here calling to offer a solution to a problem. And really what I'm doing is I'm calling to find someone who has a problem, right? And in this case, they actually did have a problem. She has 11 units. They're trying to sell them. They want to get rid of them. So they have a problem. And they're a good person that seems like an ideal potential candidate. And if a deal lines up, a deal lines up. If it doesn't line up, it doesn't line up. No big deal, right? But ultimately, we're calling to find people, right? And then you got to move them along, though. Otherwise, if you're not moving the people along, you're being rude in essence, because you're wasting your time, but you're also wasting their time, and that's rude for everybody, right? So, but when we come into the call with a mindset of service. And really just like, hey, I'm just looking for the right person. If you're not the right person, that's totally fine. And it doesn't frustrate me. It doesn't upset me. It doesn't make me feel anything, right? Like, it's just cool. Okay, no worries. And then do you know someone who is actually looking to sell a property, right? I thought that Rita was no opportunity. But then because I said, hey, like, who do you know that might be interested in selling a property? She's like, well, we're actually interested in selling another property. And I was like, oh, sweet. Well, now we have a conversation, right? So that's like, with this game, coming into it with that mindset of service and then just looking for the right people is the game, right? And then you just got to be able to have a conversation long enough to get that information on the table. And the only way you can get that information on the table is if they trust you, and the way that they're going to trust you is by doing these little tangent loops, like what you guys are kind of seeing me play with. Now, what I really was thinking is like, dude, I should get a triple line dialer so you guys can see more, because like the time delay in the actual dialing is the biggest challenge, which that's going to be your guys' challenge anyway when you're dialing. So we have a little bit more that we can do here in terms of the data. So I'm going to get back into the dials. Let's see what comes up.
Bueno,
Hola, Cilia. ¿Qué tal? ¿Cómo estás?
¿quién habla?
Mike, Miguel.
¿Quién es Miguel?
Sí. ¿Está interesado en vender su bienes raíces 4404 Champion Drive?
No estoy interesada, gracias.
Dale.
Gracias.
Que tenga un buen día. You didn't know I could cold call in Spanish, did you? You gotta be multilingual, baby. All right, let's see who we got next. Let's see what's going on.
Please leave your message for
Chris Parker.
seven zero four.
Hello.
Hey, Gustavo. How you been?
Yeah. Good.
Good. What's new?
Who's this?
It's Mike. How you
Mike
been?
From where?
Huh?
Mike from where?
From Florida. I was calling because I was curious about your property at 1980 Bahama Ave. Do you perhaps want to sell that?
Well, how much you want to give me for it?
No, I think that's fine. I know what I need to know then. Okay, so the reason I did what I did here, I'm gonna break this down for you guys actually. The reason I did what I did is because I'm looking for someone who's a motivated seller. That guy did not have any motivation. So I could have wasted my time and kept talking to him, but it would have been a waste of time for him and a waste of time for me, right? Because ultimately, how do I know that he wasn't motivated? He's motivated by price, not by a circumstance, right? So he said, how much do you want to give me for it? Which means like, hey, I'll sell for the right number, which anyone who's willing to sell for the right number is not motivated. So basically they're trying to get overpaid for their asset, right? And I'm not going to overpay on the asset. So that's why I just moved right through that one real fast. So just FYI, so you guys know, and anyone watching the replay, you guys get a little sense of what's going on in my mind.
Hello. Hello.
Hey there, how are you?
Good.
Is this the owner of 1310 South Main Street?
It's not for sale.
Okay, no worries. Thank you.
All right. Okay. Bye.
Hello, we are not available now. Please leave.
All right, sweet. So I'm going to wrap up on the dials for now, and I wanted to go ahead and transition and give you guys a couple things to take away in terms of action items or ideas, as well as I want to offer any next steps if you guys are looking to potentially take your sales skills to the next level or want to scale for whatever reason. But ultimately, what I want to drive home here is that have fun with these people, right? Like the more you're friendly, the more you're just a normal person, and you almost imagine like you're at a bar having a good time and you're just popping up to people like, yo, how you been? Man, what's new? Like that sort of energy is a little bit contagious, right? And some other things I want to drive home are that everybody's not going to be a good fit, right? And that's perfect. That's exactly how it should be. And so generally when people get frustrated in cold calling, they're getting frustrated a lot of times because what's happening is they want everything to be a deal and they want everyone to be nice and they want everything to be a good fit, right? So that last lady was like, it's not for sale. Okay, cool. You're not a motivated seller. Like she wasn't rude to me or anything. It was just, all right, we figured out that, hey, we're not a good match. And so I'm going to go on to the next one and I'm not even going to worry. And like, the guys want to be like super advanced sales guys. We'll try and flip that. But like, dude, that's a waste of time. I'd much rather get on to my next opportunity and spend more time. Like if you're in sales, I want you guys to start looking at your role as more a job of sorting people as opposed to pushing people into situations, right? Like I'm not pushing anybody at all. I'm just sorting them and I'm putting whatever the bait lines are that I need out in order to catch the right opportunity, right? But I'm just sorting people at that point. So it's more a game of sorting than it's a game of like driving and trying to like have this game of the wills where we're against each other and I'm gonna flip them, right? Like who cares? You know what I mean? I'm just gonna go on to the next one. And that's ultimately when you guys focus and you spend more time sorting, you're gonna realize like, wow, I need a lot more leads. I need a lot more pipeline than I probably imagined. And as a result, then you're going to start to build that up, right? And then the beauty of it is then you get to cherry pick your deals, right? And you get to cherry pick the absolute best use cases for you and for your business that you know are sure shot wins, and you go in on those, right? So that's that. Now, if you guys are looking to potentially scale your business, whether you're running an agency or any sort of high ticket coaching business, or if you're a salesperson and you're looking to take it to the next level this year, then what I would tell you to do is go to scalewithmikemark.com. And on that is a brief application. You can fill out the application and then it will just submit that to us. I'll check those out in a day or so, and then I'll let you know if it seems like it might be something, it'd be a good fit for both of us. And then we can reach out, have a jam, and just see if it works. So if you guys want to take the next steps or you want to figure out how you guys can scale or work more closely with me, then go ahead and go to scalewithmikemark.com. So that's my plug. I'm going to hang out for a little bit. So we got till the top of the hour. If you guys want, I'm happy to answer any questions y'all got. I'm happy to just kind of see. So yes, Dempsey asked, good question, Dempsey. Dempsey's on YouTube right now, but Dempsey asked, why are you introducing yourself as it's Mike instead of Mike from blank? And so this goes back to what I was talking about a little bit earlier. If you catch the replay, I go more in depth on what I call the A pile, B pile idea. And so check that out on the replay. But ultimately what I'm trying to do is not sound like a business. If I say this is Mike from company name, then immediately everybody hates me because it's like saying this is an ad, right? Like people don't like ads. So they're generally going to be frustrated and they're going to flip it over. But if I can kind of like distract them a little bit, I can kind of get their guard down and keep them on the phone long enough to get the information out and then figure out what I need to figure out. So that's why I'm not introducing myself as Mike from blah, blah, blah. Sweet. What other questions do you guys have? Any questions that you guys wanted to hit on while you guys got me here for a few minutes? Let's see what else we got. Sweet. Any other questions? Going once, twice? I know sometimes there's a little bit of a lag between when I ask and then when the questions pop up. So I'll give you guys maybe just a little bit more time. And if I don't see any questions in about another 30 seconds to a minute or so, then I'll probably pop off here. This has been super fun. Thank you guys for coming and hanging out. It's been a blast. I super appreciate everyone coming out and doing this. And I hope you guys get a lot out of it and that you guys are learning. That's ultimately the whole goal is like, you know, that you guys can see what we're doing. And, you know, this is obviously cold calling is one way to set appointments. We're using a lot more AI-based appointment setting stuff. Like I'm just doing this for fun, just to show you guys. And also just as well to like keep my ear to the ground. So that way it shows like Nothing's worse than the sales manager who used to be an amazing rep but doesn't actually sit down and do dials, right? So that's kind of why you see me live in the field doing it, and it's like, sweet, I just did, I don't know how many connects I had. I'd actually be curious. Let's see what we get in terms of dials and numbers. I'm actually gonna pull this up real quick. So we did, for reporting purposes, it looks like we did 27 dials and had 3 answers. So I think that's right. That's what I'm seeing at least. Yeah, so we did So we did 27 dials. I think we had more than 3 pickups though. It's saying we only had 3 pickups, but I think I remember 5 pickups if I remember correctly. So we did 27 dials, 5 few pickups. Like I said, you guys, when you're dialing, usually 1 out of 10, 1 out of 15 is going to be your number. And you could go 30 dials without an answer. You could go 50 dials without an answer, right? Like you just got to sit there and stick in the game long enough. So sweet, you guys. I hope you got a lot out of it. And if you guys catch this on the replay as well and you watched all the way to the end, drop a comment in that you watched it to the end. I'd love to see that stuff when you guys do that. So that is that for this week, you guys. Oh, I got a few deals. Sorry, I got a few questions on YouTube before I wrap. How you got started with your first big deal? To be honest, I started selling timeshare. So timeshare was usually like I was selling $8,000 to $20,000 packages. And so when I first started though, I really struggled to sell like pay in fulls and like the bigger deals. I sold a lot of small deals with a lot of not committed people, which sucked. It took me a while to get kind of to the point where I could sell people who have money, which is a really different game than selling people who don't have money, right? And so it was in timeshare though that I really learned how to sell. What I would say though, if you're trying to like do your first big deal, start setting appointments. Get a lot of little deals first, because ultimately you're trying to master the emotional journey of the sale, right? And so when you're creating an experience, a sales experience, there's a certain emotional journey that a sale takes. And when you can design that journey for someone, that's where you're going to be able to really get the results. And there's very few places to learn how to do that better than appointment setting, because you have a lot more opportunities. There are a lot shorter interactions, so you can just cycle your deals really quick. Now, Nick said, how do you get around gatekeepers and receptionists? So ultimately, usually you kind of don't need to get past a gatekeeper or receptionist, right? So I think the question is already worded where it's viewing it incorrectly, right? So the thing about a gatekeeper or a receptionist is they're actually there to help you, right? They're not there to stop you. They're there to help you, right? And so you got to understand what makes them tick. Well, what makes them tick is that they want to have a job, right? They don't want to lose their job, and they want to get paid consistently and reliably. They don't want to be yelled at by their boss. They want an easy job. They want an easy life for the most part, right? Like that's ultimately what's going to be motivating most gatekeepers or secretaries or receptionists, right? So my question is not how do I get around them or get past them? My question is how do I use them in order to get me to my outcome, right? So how do I use a gatekeeper or a receptionist in order to help me get to my outcome, right? And so generally what's going to happen is gatekeepers and receptionists likely have information, right? Especially if they're like an executive assistant, they're going to know what the boss is thinking about all the time and what the boss is talking about and what the boss wants to work on, right? So anytime that the boss is thinking, working on something, and then they can be of value, then you make them look like the superstar. So basically my question is, how can I make this person look like a superstar? Now, obviously it's going to go back to if if say for example, let's say you're dialing doctors and you happen to go after doctors. First of all, I wouldn't dial doctors. It's just not the right marketing channel for them. Like cold email, cold calling usually is not the right marketing channel for doctors. But if I were going after doctors and I had to cold call my way through, I would leverage the secretaries by being like, hey, I was wondering, like, has your boss mentioned anything? Or like, hey, you know, has Dr. Dan mentioned anything about like trying to get more leads and appointments in the door? And they say like, well, yeah, now come to think of it, they actually have. And you're like, okay, well, how about this? I'll make you look like a rock star, right? Like if you can set up the intro, I know if your boss is already talking about it, we have this solution that works great. I'm happy to show you actually so you can get a feel for it. And I'll enroll them and demo them. And then once they get excited about it, they're going to bring it to the boss and they're going to bring it like, hey, I think you should check this out. And you get priority. It's a different level of access. So yeah, I don't want to get around them. I want to leverage them and go with them to wherever my outcome is. So that's kind of how I like to look at gatekeepers and receptionists. So let's see. Any other last questions on any of these channels? Sweet. Tina, super happy to have you, and I really appreciate you for showing up and playing full out. Like I saw you with your notes the whole time, so it's awesome. I'm glad you got a lot out of it, and I hope to see you when we do this again next week. So let's see, any other last questions on any of the channels? It looks like no. Let me just double check. Cool. Good, Nick. I'm glad you got a lot out of that. I think that's it. Everyone, thank you guys. This has been an awesome time. And as well, if you guys want to take it to the next level or you want to see about how we could work together, go to scalewithmikemark.com. And then there's an application. Just fill that application out and we'll have a chat. So that is that. Hope you guys enjoyed it this week, and I will see you next week. Peace.